know and trust their service and their product. You know, and this has also been a message I've been spreading with farms. If someone has a farm and they're growing food organically, share that information, connect with those farms, network with them, because that is a service. Those are products that we really do need.
That's right. That's right. Zion, are you here? Are you connected?
Yeah, I hope you can hear me. I was just this is my
We
first time using the app. I apologize.
All is well. Greeting.
Greetings.
greetings. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that the app
Yes,
worked out for you.
thank you for having me, and it's been like lovely to listen to you ladies talk while I've been on here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chocolate Gold. If you haven't already saw that, or if you couldn't pronounce it, I'll spell it differently.
Yes, yes, yes. And this is JoJo's kind of talk show, I guess. Is that what this is?
Nice chocolate ghost talk show. I just come on too
Oh,
regularly.
okay. Got
Yes,
you.
because we are partners. We're actually part of a partnership, Smart Context partnership with the Natural News Network.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you just tell me a little bit about the Natural News Network?
The Natural News Network is where you find all things that's natural. It's really called the three in me, which is the mind, body, and spirit in me,
Mm,
which is me, but it's also the manifestation of energy exchange, which is another business that I run that's based on marketing others. But when it comes back in, because like the breath you breathe out and in, so going out you have marketing for material realm things, and when you breathe in, you have the natural realm, which is the Natural
mm,
News Network. So we find all things that's natural, and we talk about it, show it, we teach it. If it's financial, and I said financial, meaning FINATURAL,
mm,
not financial like the money. When it's financial to your being, it's adding on to your life. So anything I find that can add on to your natural life, your physical life,
mm,
your mental life, your spiritual life, I added on to the Natural News Network. And Chocolate Gold, she is um, one of my prominent partners in the Natural News Network. We pretty much find and study what we call sewing studies, where we find different ways to help others. Because when you're helping
mm.
someone, you're sowing into their garden, which is they self. So,
True.
so me and Chocolate love to find different ways to sow, be it in the finance department, be it in the spiritual department, be it in the health department, being in the
Mm,
natural outside department. We look for ways to help because there's no point to do any of the things that we're doing if we're
mm,
not helping. And she's talking about networking right now. The network is like the foundation of sewing. When you sow
yeah.
into somebody, you're making a connection. You may not see it, but you're making it. It's just like the
Mm,
roots underneath the ground. You don't see them, but you know that they're there. And until you pull that plant up or that tree up, you see the roots. Sometimes the roots show, but that's because the foundation is lacking. But when there's enough stable ground there, soil is correct, fluffy, air filled, and full of nutrients, you won't see the roots. And that's when
mm,
you start to see the roots of others. That's where you need to see what you can do to help them remain grounded to get where they need to go in life, to be as tall or be as precious and valuable that they can be in their own understanding. And then that's what the natural news is about. So, and that's putting it in a nutshell, basically. But what would you say,
oh, thank
Chocolate?
thank you for sharing that. And I like really love your use of metaphor, like as it relates to the earth, to just describe the power of networking and how sowing those seeds will lead to something much deeper and much something more rooted and connected in our community, which is like what I'm listening where what I'm hearing us talk about in this show right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really what the Natural News Network is. what she said, and basically everything that is natural. If it is um, has anything to do with nature, or if it's an application that benefits nature, you're gonna find it there. So much information, and always adding new information. She's really good with updating that website. People don't think about the benefits of having a network, I guess, because it's been their experience. It's been a negative experience. Myself, I don't never say that I have trust issues, because I don't believe that the trust issue is my issue. I feel like I've dealt with a lot of untrustworthy people who have disappointed me, but we understand that you're just going to have that. I mean, that's life. This is Earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it takes a toll on some people, and they don't have um, a network, or they don't have people outside their environment to have a different view on the networking aspect, or on or in the mindset of unifying, working together, assisting each other.
That's why I wanted to bring Deja and Zion, but since Zion is the only one here, part of that team, to talk about what it is she's doing, because that's part of the networking. You see, because what they're doing is finding people and helping people connect back to themselves, through their retreats and things. But I would rather her explain that herself. But it goes along in what you're saying, Chocolate. That's why I love when me and you can communicate, but we don't have to communicate physically in this material realm. We always on one accord, regardless of what we've been doing in our businesses. And it's like it's just fallen into place exactly how the conversation is. And that's why I love to be here at the Fundraising Freedom Fridays with you, Chocolate, because we don't have a skit. We don't even know what we're gonna talk about today. We just know that when we come here, everything runs smoothly and it's all understood. So Zion, can you tell us a little bit about what you do and what your business does, so that we can integrate you in this conversation of networking?
Yeah, thank you so much for, holding this space for me. And, well, it's not, Deja's not here, obviously, but I'm gonna hopefully talk about this retreat in a way that justifies it and honors it like Deja would appreciate. um,
We're just
so
gonna
yeah,
grab
my
her in the
name,
spirit.
yes, she's always here. We resonate like just like you and Chocolate. We are on one accord when it comes to like just collaborating and making beautiful um, retreats and manifestations together. So my business is called Earth Strong Energy, and it's not a business. I wouldn't like to refer to it as a business, but I'd refer to it as like a grassroots organization, um, which a lot of environmental justice organizations are considered grassroots organizations, and it's just basically people like you and me, people who are affected by the environment, who are connected by the environment, and we're gathering to make change and show our care and um, kind of protect ourselves from different injustices that might happen to us. Um, so my organization um, focuses on nature connection essentially. Um, and it focuses on three main areas. One is like environmental justice and outdoor education, because I'm like an environmental and outdoor teacher, and that's been my profession for the past few years. It also focuses on ecotherapy, which is like predicated on the idea that we are innate to nature, especially like us earth-colored people. We come from nature, we dream with nature, we have the same minds as nature. So together we're working on a healing relationship with with the natural world. Um, and then it also has the element of like social and environmental justice, because um, that's kind of inseparable from the lives of like Black folk and people of color and other indigenous people. And so that's my organization. And my friend Daja, she has Find Serenity, which focuses on like sound healing, um, nature retreats, and also inner child healing. And she runs that out of Costa Rica, so it's beautiful to have that connection out there. And me personally, I'm based in Colorado right now. Um, so yeah, that's a little bit about our organizations. And we're holding a retreat together that's kind of mixing and mingling our gifts in January, and it's called the Sovereign Family Jungle Camping Retreat. So we chose that name. It's like a very intentional name because we are like a people that are reclaiming our sense of sovereignty. Like it's happening all over the world. I see it as we're entering into like a new paradigm essentially. Um, but also it's like reclaiming like a pretty much like ancient paradigm of us being sovereign peoples and able to care for ourselves. um I don't often like the idea of being like self-sufficient. I think we limit our connection to the natural world when we say that. I like the idea that as sovereign people we are working together to be interdependent with the earth to help us in that sovereignty journey. Um, so yeah, that's the intention and sovereignty. It's gonna be like a retreat that really connects us to the natural world. So we're asking the people who join us to camp with us, to really nurture that connection, um, and get people more comfortable in the outside world. And of course, it's gonna be held in Costa Rica in January, which is like absolutely beautiful weather. I'm gonna be this is funny to say. I'm gonna be like probably nearly naked the whole time. But yeah, so it's just a great opportunity for us to engage in play, healing, nature connection, and to kind of brainstorm and come together as a community, like, and envision and also embody what sovereignty means for us as it relates to connecting with like the natural world. So yeah, we're hoping to like gather a lot of people to join us in this space. Not a lot of people, but the right and intentional kind of people. Um, so that we can like, yeah, really come to embody and envision what's what this like means for us to be sovereign and like connected as people like sharing this earth together.
That's amazing, and I'm grateful to be here in Costa Rica to witness such a thing. It really goes into alignment with what we're doing as the Natural News Network, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something I was gonna say, and then I completely forgot. But Chocolate, what was it? What was you gonna say? I saw you under your mic.
I was just going to say that that is amazing. Of course, I'm not in Costa Rica, but that's definitely a goal. But I look forward to seeing your promotion or your flyer. I will definitely share it out
That's
because
it.
Thank you.
an
Oh, sorry,
amazing
Chocolate. You did it. You did
that's an amazing idea. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yes, I would love to share that. And
Awesome.
that's
Thank
what
you so
we're really
much.
about. We're about sharing stuff like that here.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of sharing, Chocolate, because I needed you to say exactly what you just said, because that's the thought that left my mind like instantly. The National News Network does have the flyers on our homepage. You can read about the Serenity Jungle Retreat on the Natural News page. You scroll down, I think it's the second or third section after you pass the Facebook, because we have three different foundations of our Facebook that we like to keep
Mm-hmm.
up to date for all those who want to have different understandings of aspect of naturalness, the body, the mind, and the material natural world we have around us. So it's there. So if any one of you are interested, all you have to do is look at the flyers. Once you click it, it will automatically take you to the Serenity website so that you can get further information on what it is that they actually are doing, and well, more than what they're just doing, just who they are in general. So I'm
Right,
grateful
right.
to have that as part of the Natural News Network.
Yeah. And you can also access like registration or more information about the retreat on my website, which is earthstrongenergy.com. And we both have social media. Deja's social media is I Hope You Find Serenity, and mine is Earth Strong Energy. And yeah, thank you so much for putting those flyers on the website. Um, One more thing, I just noticed that this talk is about fundraising, and I wanted to like highlight, just like give a shout out to my homegirl Daja, who's doing a fundraiser for her land right now in Costa Rica. Um, it's called Power of 400, and she's just looking for 400 people to, donate so she can have a land in Rica, which essentially serves as a basis for her to do like the transformational and like really just serene and healing work that she offers. So you can find more about that on her website as well. That's a beautiful project that she's working on, and I want to like, clap it up for her.
That's
That's beautiful.
amazing.
I love see how that alignment comes through because I was
Yeah.
just talking to Deja not too long ago about how could she enhance her business and her land project, her fundraising project, and I was suggesting that me and her sit together and I show her how she could plant trees, show her
Mm-hmm.
how she
Yeah,
can
we're
connect it with how the Natural News Network sound. We are a fundraiser of many different ways of exchange, and one of
that's
our
awesome.
favorite ways of exchanging is planting of trees, the exchanging of oxygen and CO2
She's
through the
healthy.
natural in the human realm. And so I was talking with her about seeing if I could show her how I do that. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful that I can be a part of that. And I know, and I can't even say I hope or I wish, but I know because all the natural news is all things natural. Because if you don't want to know about natural things, then why do you want to know it? Why do you want to connect with it if it's unnatural? So I know